let's put our money where our mouth is. We're going to give our top 5 chances for this opening position. Who's leading the race? Well, the race hasn't even really started yet, sort of like a starting grid in motorsport. Who's qualifying? Give me your number 5 chance.
Yeah, I've got my top 5 here. I've got Campbell Kellaway at number 5 just because of the recent form, the runs that he got last summer, and with an eye on the future, it's pretty exciting when there's a young gun coming through.
I've got a wild card, a little smoky at number 5. Going to South Australia, I agree that McSweeney and Sanger are middle order options, so I'm going their opener, Henry Hunt. Got 3 centuries in Shield cricket last year. One of those was in a pink ball game against Western Australia, which was Lance Morris and Jai Richardson. Shield runs don't come much harder than that. Putting him in as a smoky. Number 4 for you.
Marcus Harris, as we spoke about before, he's been in and around the test side for a while. He's got experience and, yeah, he's probably still in the frame.
I have Sam Constas at 4.
Wow, that's low. Very low.
If you asked me this 2 weeks ago, he wouldn't have been in my top 5 at all, I don't think. He just looked so lost in the West Indies. It all looked like it had gone wrong. But if he's gone 100 since, but I do think he needs the bulk Shield runs to earn his place back again. I'm putting him at 4. You're number 3.
Well, hopefully 100 for Constas this weekend. He might crack into your top 3. I do have Jake Weatherald at number 3. Such an exciting player. And if he can continue the high-scoring, fast-scoring nature of last summer, he's right there.
I have Campbell Kellaway at 3. So I'm a big fan of what he's doing. I think at 22, if you're looking as a long-term prospect, I think it could be time, if he puts a couple of hundreds together, I might pull the trigger on him a bit early. You're number 2.
My number 2 is Sam Constas, the incumbent. He has first-class hundreds, he has test experience, and he's a star of the future. So he's my number 2.
My number 2 is Marnus Labuschagne. Safe pair of hands. See how it goes. If the contenders are pretty even, I think they go with Labuschagne. He's faced these guys before. He's the safer option. So that leaves your number 1.
Which is Labuschagne. No, I mean, former world number 1, about 10 or 12 test hundreds. It's pretty hard to ignore the resume that he has. So, yeah, at this stage he's leading, and the One Day Cup 100 he looked pretty damn good.
Did. My number 1, that leaves Jake Weatherald. I think the numbers are so compelling. He's 30 years old, which is potentially the perfect time to slot him in, and he could be there for the next 5 years. Same age that Mike Hussey was when he made his test debut. And if your longer-term prospects are not necessarily Constas and Kellaway, but guys in that age bracket, I think Weatherald could be the perfect little bridge until those guys are absolutely ready, and the numbers are so compelling. All right, so there are the opening chances. Let's talk fast bowlers, because I know I constantly get asked, who are the young bowlers coming through for when these guys retire? And I often say, the guys aren't retiring yet, let's settle down. Who have you got? Because I look at Australian cricket at the moment in the domestic prospects, and you look at the quicks coming through, I'm seeing Lance Morris, injured. Out for the season, Lance Morris. Jai Richardson, out with a shoulder injury till Big Bash time. Spencer Johnson, back injury. Brendan Doggett, hamstring injury. Callum Vidler, back injury. Mark Steckety's got a hamstring injury. Is there anybody? Who have we got?
It's why there's so much pressure on Hazelwood, Stark and Boland to stay fit. Already the captain is in doubt for the whole series. He probably might have to be managed, only play 3 or 4 games. If another bowler goes down, they're going to have to bring someone completely new into the 4, because the Big 4 have done the job so well for basically since the last Ashes series in Australia. We look at who's next. You mentioned there just before Brendan Doggett. Now, he's missing this first Shield round with an injury, but we go back to the World Chess Championship final. He was that reserve quick in the squad. He was also sent over to the West Indies before suffering another injury. The main thing that's holding him back from a potential debut this summer is his own body. So he's been so susceptible to injury. He's probably the next in line. When Doggett was ruled out of the West Indies, it was Sean Abbott who came in for him. So the current hierarchy, it seems, would be after the Big 4, Doggett, then Sean Abbott. Both of them are in their early 30s. So you still have that question of who are the young guys coming through. A lot of them are injured, as you said, but Xavier Bartlett's someone who's been really exciting. Done well in 50-over cricket so far in his ODI career, and has done well in the Sheffield Shield for a number of years now. And he has got a contract with Cricket Australia too. So he'd be right in the frame. And Jai Richardson, yes, he's out for at least the first half of the summer, but they are pretty confident that he'll be ready for the second half of the Ashes. Also contracted with Cricket Australia. I think there's every chance of him coming in for maybe the Boxing Day test, if needed. But just fingers crossed the Big 4 can stay fit and do the job.
Probably a Big Bash return for Jai Richardson, do we think? Or will they prioritise red ball cricket?
I think if he is available for that final Shield round, they would like him to play. But again, how often have they rushed him back in only to damage himself yet again. So potentially Big Bash is where they're eyeing his return for sure.
The one quick I'm looking at is Fergus O'Neill. His numbers are so, I think he's averaging 20 with the ball in first-class cricket. He gets so many wickets for Victoria. I think the knock on him is the speed. He's probably more a medium pacer than a quick bowler. But we are seeing in Shield cricket that those guys are getting more of the wickets. Joel Parris is the same in WA. Bo Webster gets a lot of wickets in Shield cricket. Maybe that's just the way the decks are, the way the conditions are in Shield cricket. And if that might not be translatable to Test cricket, maybe not. But geez, Fergus is doing so well for Victoria. He's getting so many wickets. I'm putting him as somebody I'm watching this Shield summer. Are you similar, having a look at Fergus O'Neill? Is he in your thinking?
Yes, certainly. I see him as a like for Scott Boland. They bowl a similar pace. They're both very consistent. They both hit a hard length consistently. And yeah, I think if there was an opportunity maybe in Brisbane with a pink ball, that's when Fergus O'Neill could come into the frame. I don't see him playing in Perth. They probably want pace for those sort of pitches. And even in Melbourne, obviously his whole domestic career so far has been based in Melbourne. An MCG test. Imagine a debut in front of a Victorian crowd on Boxing Day.
Can go well. Just ask Scott Boland how a Victorian debuting on Boxing Day goes.
I mean, exactly. You don't have to look past 4 years ago, do you? So yeah, Fergus O'Neill, incredible talent. I see him as someone for the 2027 Ashes because he went over to England to play in the county championship with Nottinghamshire and he was phenomenal. He played there for a month. He only had a 28-day visa. But when he left the UK, he was the leading wicket taker in the competition. He was averaging about 14. So if it doesn't happen this summer, have half an eye on 2027 for Fergus O'Neill. I think he could be superb over there. You look past Michael Neser, even Chad Sayers from South Australia. These are players who probably should have played an Ashes series over there. They were made to bowl over there. 2027, Fergus O'Neill. I've got half an eye on him there.
Yeah, absolutely. The bowler I think that people are going to be watching most closely this Sheffield Shield round is not really a bowler, he's an all-rounder in Cameron Green. We're going to be seeing him bowling for the first time in, what, a year?
Yeah, exactly right. He had that injury. It was actually doing the white ball tour of the UK last winter. Missed the whole summer, came back to batting for the World Test Championship final. He improved over each of those 4 tests with his batting in that number 3 spot. He started to settle into it. By the end, that 3rd test, he was batting superbly. I mean, he got a 50 in a match when the opposition was bowled up for 27. So he did very well over the West Indies. Can someone bat number 3 and also be the reserve seamer? Like, you look in the past, Shane Watson tried it. His body was pretty fragile, though. Couldn't do it successfully. Ben Stokes has been batting down at 6 and 7. He's always breaking down. And Cameron Green has already shown he's susceptible to injury. Ideally, I still see him as number 6, but there's obviously a problem there. Bo Webster is a great number 6. He's done so well on the Test side. And it just seems to be that situation of, does Australia pick their best 6 batters no matter what? If that is the path they're going to go down, Cameron Green at 3 seems to be the only solution.
Yeah, and if Green starts bowling again, I hear there's some chat that, oh, Green won't need to bowl as much if Webster's in the team. But I think there's an understanding that Green is the superior bowler to Webster, certainly. Green's got a 5-wicket haul in a Boxing Day test against South Africa. Bo Webster is serviceable, but I don't think he's quite that bowler.